Good morning, people. I hope we're all feeling healthy. I gotta be honest, I'm not feeling too healthy this morning. It is episode 6 of this series, and I gotta be honest, this is the most anxious I've felt in a while. So how am I gonna cope this week? Trying to vlog site, trying to do my job, trying to keep morale high whilst not feeling my best. Well, the truth is, I don't know. It's gonna be tough, but without further ado, let's crack on with Monday morning. Sometimes you gotta fake having energy, and that is what I'm doing right now. Come on! As you can see then, right at the bottom of site, the crusher has been crushed in. So, 2 weeks ago, like, that pile of rock was all the way up here, if you remember. And this bad boy, this thing called the crusher, has been, as you can imagine, crushing the rock, turning it from big rock in crusher, small rock. Other big things we got going on today then is a big concrete pour for plot 41 and 42. And also something really exciting is happening, including a crane. But before we go and see that, let's do a quick checkup on site and see how everyone's doing. Hey, you okay? I'm good, how are you?
Oh, better for seeing you now.
Happy?
Yes, always happy.
Okay, man. You okay?
Yeah.
Here for induction?
Yeah.
Right. Papa, you got it. This morning was definitely a busy one. I got my coffee down me and I gave the labourer on site a few different tasks to do for the week. Put up signs, stair protection. And then it was time to get the crane all ready to go. Hard hat on. And away we go. This week you're going to see massive changes to plot 41 and 42 and also plot 44. Stay tuned throughout the week as you see the foundations of these houses progress. We also have the steel fixers starting work on plot 38. How long do you think it takes for a frame of a house to be fitted? Well, in this week's episode, you're gonna find out. So there's a few different risk assessments that I need to look at back in the office, but for now, I need to set up a lifting plan for a crane, a lifting permit for a crane, because we've got a crane on site fitting the roof on top of apartment 7 to 12, which is quite exciting. It's right in front of me now. Look at that bad boy. The lifting permit goes through all the health and safety procedures that we must follow before the crane starts lifting the roof trusses onto the roof. Thank you, Alan. That was great. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. We've also got a big concrete pour today for plot 41 and 42. But for now, I went around site to see how everyone was getting on. Starting with the roadworks out front. You see, last week we tarmacked the pavement, which meant that the entrance to site was officially complete. But the issue was there was a crossing on the other side of the road, which kind of led to nothing. So we had to get the ground workers to cut that out and make it right. So we got scaffolding coming on top of this plot soon enough for the steel fixers to come and start doing work on plot 38, which is really exciting. And then just in front of me then we got, oh my god, you see, last week there was a lot of progress made on plot 44, but right now it looks completely different, which is really exciting. Darren, print drawings? Yeah, it's fine. I went back to the office for 10 minutes to look at some drawings and get updates from emails before I went back on site. No, we weren't feeling the best, but we kept continuing on. The more work I'm getting done, the better I'm feeling about myself, which is great. So I'm going back on site to see what is going on. So currently we have a crane on site that is lifting the roof trusses onto the roof. So we had a roof delivery, you can see the trusses. They get picked up by the crane. And there's a guy controlling the crane with the remote controller. Where has he gone? Where has he gone? Oh, there he is. He's behind the roof truss there. So we got 2 carpenters over there at the moment, installing them into the frame of the apartments. The crane was moving along nicely, and at the same time we had the concrete delivered for the foundation of plot 41 and 42, which was really exciting. So I've just been on for a walk to see kind of like material management, how we store and stuff correctly on site. Like, we've just got a pile of stone in the vehicle holding area, which is like, why is that there? Then I turn to my right, and then we've got scaffolding stuff just randomly placed there. And then down by where the Brian is, look at Brian, the wonderful man. Look at him, he's having the time of his life. By the fire point, we've got lots of plasterboard and just mess. And I'm like, why is that there? So I've just sent a few pictures to the lads to clean up and look after your stuff, please. I spent the rest of the day in the office doing paperwork, and that was Monday complete. We are feeling healthy this morning, man. I'm feeling a little bit better. Again, I said it yesterday, but I think wait, I haven't locked my car. As you can tell, I was pretty tired this morning, but luckily for me, I had quite a slow morning. For no specific reason, I was still feeling pretty anxious, so I was very grateful for this. As always, I emptied the dishwasher first things first and made myself a nice black coffee. Now, I had to laminate some signs, get some stuff printed off, and ultimately finish off the paperwork I was doing yesterday afternoon. Are you excited for the crane today in this weather? You look a little bit wet.
I'm always damp around the edges.
Oh, good morning. It's been a busy morning up in the office this morning, but we're on site now. I've just spoken to Ben, the labourer, giving him a few different tasks to do. He got Teliana is just like staring at me like. As the morning went on, my to-do list grew larger and larger, which didn't really help me feel any better about myself, but we kept pushing on. Still not feeling great this morning, you know, but again, fake having energy gives you energy. And that is exactly what I did. So without further ado, let's go for a walk and see how the boys are getting on. You can see plot 44 is progressing ahead. The drainage is being laid as we speak. We've got an inspection chamber down there, and then we've got the drainage going into that inspection chamber. And then as we walk down further, you can see the other plots are being formed as we speak as well. So when I say that progress is being made, best believe progress is being made. Michael, you okay?
Yeah.
Happy?
Good.
Hell yeah, man. The groundworks was absolutely flying, so it gave me the chance to go back into the office and look at some emails, and also to make sure everyone was taking consistent pictures of the works made on site. Oh, I've been in the office for the last 2 hours, man. Get some fresh air. So I've just sent an email to all the supervisors on site to make sure that they're continuing to take pictures of all the works. I need to put up the stuff that I laminated earlier, so I'm going to get Ben the labourer to do that. So that's something I need to do. Yes, Emma. Distracting me. What else do I need to do? Oh, my brain. Oh yeah, I need to calculate how much fuel we've used in the last 3 months and add it to like this online waste data thing. Like at the moment, I'm not feeling too good. I said yesterday I'm not feeling great, but like with this much stuff to do, I have no choice but to kind of push on and do the right thing, do the thing that's needed. And that is exactly what I did. I got some food down me, and then I went to visit the GRP. Now, do you remember we installed this a few episodes ago? Well, there's a guy to come out today to inspect it, to make sure it's all okay before we connect live power to it.
They're going to come in, run the cable through here, take it.
Yeah, there's a conduit here, so we'll go in and
And
out.
stick it in there.
Yeah. After this, I went back up to the office to laminate some drawings, and that was pretty much Tuesday complete. What is happening, people? It is Wednesday morning. We are feeling good. We have got a few different tasks going on today, and I'm going to kick things off with a pretty mad one. So obviously now the roadworks are finished. They're complete. So the guys that were working on the roadworks are now working on the drainage. And where I am right now is where the guys will be working on starting next week. So to give you a little rundown of what is going on, I'm going to show you this drawing here. So this is a drawing of the drainage on site. I hope you can see the orange lines there and the orange dots. So below the road is the drainage. And the drainage comes all the way across to where I am right now. Now, what we do when we install drainage is connect it to the water mains that take it to the filtration center where they treat the water, filter it through, and then basically they're able to reuse it then. So we need to connect the drainage for this housing estate to the drainage taking the water to the facility center. The issue is the drainage that we're using right now, or the drainage that we want to use, is filled with asbestos. So I'm going to get in a special contractor that can remove the asbestos. So then what we can do then is lay fresh new drainage that's going to connect the housing estate to the drainage, taking it to the water treatment center. I hope that makes sense. So right now I'm just taking some pictures of the area. I'm going to send it off to the guys, show them what works need to be done, and hopefully book them in for next week. So that is pretty exciting. And with that out the way, it was time for me to go on site and see how the boys were getting on this lovely Wednesday morning. The crane finished lifting the roof trusses onto the roof yesterday, and you can see how big these apartment blocks are. It's pretty exciting stuff. Plot 38 is flying, and I wanted you to remember how that looks like, because plot 39 and 40 is just the slab. I'm gonna turn the camera around. You can see plot 39 and 40 is just the slab. So in the next few days, this is gonna be looking exactly like plot 39, which is just behind me there. We are absolutely flying on site. We've got a concrete pour today for plot 44, and also we've got a concrete pour tomorrow for plot 41 and 42. So I done some check with the ground worker supervisor to make sure that all the drainage was located in the right area before the concrete pour tomorrow. So the boys are doing an air test behind me before the blinding goes down on this plot, and then whilst I was watching them do the air test for the drainage to find any leaks or anything, the smoking shelter has arrived. Because of how big site is, we now have 2 smoking shelters for all the boys that want to do smoking on site, as you are not allowed to do it elsewhere. So as part of the weekly checks on site we have to do every Wednesday, I've got to record the amount of electricity we use on site and the amount of water that we're using on site, just by the GRP. Gonna look at the meter readings. Whilst I'm waiting for the concrete to be delivered, and then we got a meeting at 2 p.m. I spent a good few hours on site making sure everything was set up correctly, and one thing I needed Ben the labourer to do was to set up the smoking shelter. Yeah, so if we can get fences, fire points, a bin, maybe like some sort of hoop or gate for people to enter through. I'll laminate a fire plan. My man, you okay? Yeah, get it all civilized, I mean. And after Ben was set up for the afternoon, I went to see how the guys were getting on plot 44. I have caught a ground worker sleeping. He is waiting for concrete. Soon enough it did arrive, and he was back working hard, laying the concrete for the base for the foundation. So the blinding is being poured as we speak. You can see we've spray painted the outline of the house, so you're able to see the size of the house and where we're going to be blinding, where the foundation's going to be. So yeah, it's another step in the right direction. Hell yeah. It was great to see the blinding going down, and there was more progress being made. So I went back up to the office and had some food and spent the rest of my day doing work up in the office. Not feeling the best at the moment, but ploughing on, pushing through. Come on. Today was hard. I'm glad it's over. Let's bring on Thursday morning. Oh, it is Monday. It is Thursday morning. I am so tired. I'm just drinking a black coffee now, getting some daylight in my eyes, do some stuff in the office, and then I'm going to go on site, see what's happening. I'm just looking at it right now. It's looking very busy this morning. We keep moving forward though, baby. Another day. Let's get it. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to compare where we were at the start of the week to where we are right now. But as of today, we've got a lot going on, so without further ado, let's crack on. The smoking shelter is all set up. Harris fencing is around it. It looks absolutely beautiful. Yesterday, the ground workers completed the base of the foundation, also known as the blinding for plot 44, and right now they are pouring the concrete slab of the foundation for plot 41 and 42. The concrete wagon comes to site and it pours the concrete into an excavator, and then that hand of the excavator pours it into the concrete slab here. And then the ground workers will use a total station, which is there, and a stick to find the correct level and level it across all the way. So that happens basically throughout all of the different concrete pours. We have one here, we've got a load down there, we've got a load up there as well. So we basically do the same process all the way. So yeah, the vibe was good on site this morning. We had some plant that was collected because it was no longer needed, and also we had the sanitary people arrive. So all the poo from the toilet from those cabins are connected to a drainage in there, so it gets stored in there, and then we get a man to come along and collect it and put it in that tank. Let me tell you right now, it stinks. And with that said, it was time to go back into the office because I had 2 meetings, I had to do some quality checks, and after all of that was done, I had to leave work earlier today because I had a pub quiz with all the trainees and other people later on in the evening. I got home at like midnight yesterday and it is currently 8. I am half an hour late to work, but I have got a Starbucks. Nothing better than the Starbucks on a Friday morning. Oh, I'm tired. This morning I inducted a new scaffolder onto site, and also I looked at the new updated drawings of the groundworks that we're currently working on, and then it was time to go on site to compare the works from the start of this week to where we are right now. Let's go on site. Well, that doesn't look like a very big door, does it? Oh yes, let me enter my humble abode. The apartment 7 to 12 is absolutely flying. As you can see, we've got the sheathing boards going up. So the insulation will go in these squares here. And then on the other side then, this side, the bricks will be going up on that side very, very shortly, which is very exciting. Apartment 7 to 12 at the start of this week did not have any roof trusses on top of it, but after 2 days of having the crane, the roof trusses were securely installed. They're moving on to plot 38. That was literally just a foundation, but now there is a whole steel frame on top of that foundation, which is pretty mad. On plot 41 and 42, the foundation has been poured, which is really exciting, and also on plot 44, the concrete blinding, which is the base of the concrete, has also been poured. It's fair to say this week has been very busy. I'm grateful to say as the week went on, my kind of anxiety and worries and fears kind of left my system, which is good, and I think that's just the nature of life. This week has been a madness. It's been difficult, it's been enjoyable, it's been everything. That is the first week of June complete. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.